The truth about the fallen angels has been hidden from us for millennia. What if I told you that these celestial beings, cast out from heaven, may not have been the malevolent creatures we were led to believe? Instead, what if they were architects of human progress, the very ones who sparked the rise of ancient civilizations? Why was their story erased from history? What if everything we've been taught is just the tip of an ancient iceberg? In this video, we will journey deep into the shocking truth about the fallen angels, whose actions, though cast in darkness, may have shaped the course of humanity. We'll uncover their forbidden knowledge, their rebellious descent to earth, and the creation of the Nephilim, the giants who straddled the divine and human worlds. Could it be that they didn't just fall? They descended with a purpose? You will understand why the Book of Enoch and other sacred texts hold secrets that could change everything we know about our history. Did the angels bring not just destruction, but enlightenment to humanity? What if the wisdom they shared has been hidden in plain sight all along, influencing our technologies, our beliefs, and even our very civilization? So, what are we missing? Are these ancient truths still buried, or are they waiting for us to rediscover them? Leave your thoughts below, and let's uncover the truth together. Like, share, and subscribe, because the journey into the forbidden knowledge has only just begun. The truth about the fallen angels. What if the fallen angels, often depicted as dark, cursed beings, are not merely the villains of ancient scriptures? These celestial entities, cast out of heaven for their rebellion, may not have been destroyers, but carriers of divine wisdom. Imagine, for a moment, that their fall wasn't a punishment, but a mission that changed the trajectory of human history forever. Could their exile from heaven have been the catalyst for human advancement? These beings, whom we've been taught to fear, were the first to descend to earth, leaving behind a legacy that still influences us today. The Nephilim, the giants born of their union with mortal women, are often dismissed as mere myth. Yet, the echoes of their existence are woven throughout the ancient texts, and across cultures, the story is told again and again. Why have these stories persisted? Could it be that they hold a key to understanding our origins? The Book of Enoch, one of the most ancient and powerful texts in the Judeo-Christian tradition, reveals these angels not as agents of destruction, but as beacons of forbidden knowledge. The Watchers, as they were called, weren't just watchers. They were teachers, sharing secrets of metallurgy, sorcery, astrology, and the arts of warfare with humankind. In Genesis chapter 6, the Bible mentions, "When human beings began to increase in number on the earth, and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful, and they married any of them they chose." This wasn't just a simple act of disobedience. This was a divine transgression that reshaped the very fabric of reality. What did these angels teach us? What gifts did they bestow upon us, and at what cost? These teachings, which at first glance seem like advancements, were double-edged swords. The knowledge of the heavens was now in human hands, and with it came not just progress, but corruption. We see it in our obsession with power, wealth, beauty, and knowledge, traits passed down from these celestial beings who, despite their fall, introduced us to the complexity of the world beyond our understanding. Was this the gift of enlightenment, or the spark of humanity's greatest tragedy? We stand on the edge of this mystery, peering into the cosmic rebellion that continues to shape us. We are left with the question, do we truly understand the cost of the knowledge we possess? As you reflect on this, consider the tools you use every day. Your phone, your car, your laptop. All these creations are born of human ingenuity, But could they be the fragments of a forbidden legacy? The Nephilim, giants among us. The Nephilim are often described as giants, mighty men of renown, but they were far more than just large beings. They were symbols of a cosmic clash between the heavenly and the earthly. Born of the union between the fallen angels and mortal women, these beings were not just creatures of extraordinary size. They were hybrids, embodying both divine power and mortal frailty. In ancient scriptures, the Nephilim are not merely described as giants, but as beings who straddled the line between the celestial and the human, neither fully divine nor fully mortal. But what were the Nephilim's true purpose? Were they divine beings sent to aid humanity, or were they the manifestation of a rebellion that would eventually bring the earth to the brink of destruction? From their towering presence in the world came knowledge, wisdom and skills that were both extraordinary and dangerous. And it was through this knowledge that the human race was propelled into an era of technological and spiritual advancement, but also one of decay. Take, for example, the ancient pyramids of Egypt. How did primitive civilizations manage to build such astounding monuments with an accuracy that still baffles modern engineers? The alignment of the pyramids with the stars, their precision in geometric design, and their sheer size. It's as if the knowledge to build such structures came from somewhere far beyond human capacity. Could it be that the Nephilim, with their supernatural understanding, were behind such feats? Across cultures, we find evidence of these giants. The Anunnaki of Mesopotamia, the Titans of Greek mythology, and the giants of Norse and Native American lore all speak of beings who were not merely mythical, but perhaps real, whose presence on Earth left an indelible mark on human history. From Greece's Titans to Egypt's gods, the echoes of the Nephilim are found everywhere. What does this tell us about the impact these beings had on ancient cultures? Were they revered as gods, or feared as agents of chaos? The Nephilim were a blend of divine intervention and human aspiration, their legacy rooted deeply in the rise of civilizations. But the story of the Nephilim isn't just one of giants and gods, it's a reflection of humanity's ongoing dance with the divine. In our modern world, we still struggle with this same paradox, the pursuit of knowledge and power, and the consequences of reaching for things we were never meant to touch. As we uncover their story, we must ask, what role do the Nephilim play in our world today? Could it be that their legacy still lives within us, shaping the very technologies, beliefs, and ambitions that define who we are? Is it possible that in our quest for progress, we are repeating the mistakes of the past, stretching toward forbidden knowledge without understanding the consequences? And so, we come back to the question, were the Nephilim a blessing or a curse? Were they the architects of our greatness, or were they the harbingers of a downfall that began long before the first floodwaters rose? Forbidden knowledge, the angels who brought science and sorcery. In the beginning, knowledge was meant to remain within the heavens. Yet the fallen angels, in their rebellious descent, didn't just bring chaos to the earth. They brought secrets, divine wisdom that was never intended for mortal hands. As they walked among humanity, they imparted knowledge that would shape the world forever. They weren't just the watchers, they were teachers, sharing with us the arts of metallurgy, alchemy, and the mysteries of the heavens. But what was the cost of this knowledge? The wisdom passed down wasn't just technical. It was profound, changing not only the physical world, but also the spiritual fabric of humanity. Through their teachings, we learned to forge metals, craft weapons, read the stars, and explore the very mysteries of the body itself. They showed us the arts of beauty and adornment, jewelry, cosmetics, and the art of manipulation. It's here in these forbidden teachings that we see the birth of vanity, war, and power struggles. Could it be that what was meant to elevate humanity instead began to sow the seeds of its downfall? Take a moment and think about the technological advancements we often take for granted today. The concept of shaping metals and creating tools of war, these all trace back to the teachings of the angels who descended. What were once simple acts of survival became tools of domination. The sword, the shield, the breastplate. These were no longer symbols of protection, but weapons of control and destruction. And these teachings didn't stop at warfare. The wisdom of the heavens also led to the birth of astrology, medicine, and even the study of the soul itself. But how much of this knowledge, once sacred and pure, was corrupted as it passed into human hands? There's a moment in Genesis 6 that paints this picture perfectly. The sons of God saw that the daughters of men were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. In this moment, the divine crossed over into the human realm, and with it, knowledge that should have stayed hidden. These angels didn't just descend to teach, they descended to influence. They knew that the secrets of the stars, the elements and the body would change us forever. But what happens when knowledge is passed down without wisdom? When mankind, unprepared and untamed, absorbs teachings that unveil power but also distort reality. The very wisdom that could have led to enlightenment instead became the seed of humanity's greatest struggles. The question we must ask ourselves is not just, what did we learn, but what did we lose in the process? As you reflect on the powerful tools we possess today, the ability to manipulate nature, create, and destroy, ask yourself, is this gift truly a blessing, or is it the curse of divine knowledge passed down by the fallen angels? The angels didn't give us just technology, they gave us the potential for both greatness and destruction. And the consequences of that gift ripple through history, shaping our actions even today. Could it be that we are still caught in the web of their teachings, still striving for more without truly understanding the price? As we continue to use the tools they gifted us, we must ask, what price are we paying? The Great Flood, divine reckoning for the fallen angels and humanity. In the world before the Great Flood, the corruption that swept through the earth wasn't just the evil of men. It was the direct result of the rebellion of the fallen angels. The earth had become a place where divine law was broken, where angels and men had crossed boundaries that were never meant to be crossed. The knowledge passed down by the angels had led to great advancements, but also to great destruction. Humanity had become a reflection of the chaos that had unfolded in the heavens, and the Creator, witnessing the results of this cosmic clash, knew that the world had to be reset. The flood was not just a punishment for mankind's wickedness. It was a divine reckoning, a way to cleanse the earth of the corruption brought by the Nephilim and the fallen angels. But was it truly just about punishment? Or was it perhaps a cleansing of the old world, a world in which forbidden knowledge had become so embedded in the human spirit that it was no longer possible to turn back? Was the flood a reset, a chance to start again before the lessons of the fallen angels could take root too deeply in the human soul? In Genesis, it's written, "The Lord saw how great the wickedness of the human race had become on the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil all the time." But what if this evil wasn't just the result of human nature? What if it was the influence of the fallen angels and their teachings that had contaminated humanity so deeply? The Nephilim, born from the forbidden union between the heavenly and the earthly, were a living manifestation of this corruption. They were a hybrid race, born from the meeting of the divine and the mortal, and as their numbers grew, so did the chaos they brought. The flood wasn't just about washing away the sin of mankind. It was about cleansing the earth of the corruption that had come from the heavens themselves. The angels who had descended to teach and to influence had disrupted the natural order, and now that disruption had to be erased. The flood became the only way to purify the world and remove the Nephilim, whose very existence was a distortion of creation. But what did the flood truly accomplish? Was it the final act of divine retribution? Or was it the beginning of a new chapter for humanity, one in which the teachings of the fallen angels would once again rise to influence us, but in a different form? As the waters receded and the ark came to rest, the world began anew. But did we learn from the lessons of the past? Or have we continued to chase the same forbidden knowledge, repeating the same mistakes? The flood was a moment of divine intervention, but it also served as a warning. Humanity's desire for knowledge, for power, for understanding would always come with a price. And as we look around at the world today, at the advancements in technology, the manipulation of nature, and our growing ambition to control the world, are we not, once again, standing at the edge of a new cosmic shift? Have we learned the lessons of the flood, or are we once again reaching for the forbidden fruit that could bring us closer to the angels, or further from the divine? As you reflect on these questions, consider the ways in which we, too, might be influenced by the legacy of the fallen angels. Are we creating a world of progress without truly understanding the cost? Or are we on the brink of repeating the same cosmic mistakes, unaware of the consequences that await us? The flood was a reckoning for humanity, but perhaps it was also a warning for the ages. The question remains, will we heed it? The legacy left behind. Echoes of the fallen angels. The legacy of the fallen angels is not simply a tale from ancient texts. It is etched into the very fabric of human history, woven through the myths, legends, and monuments that still stand tall today. The knowledge they passed down wasn't just a spark of enlightenment, it was a gift that forever changed the course of civilization. But what do we truly know about the legacy they left behind? Could it be that our greatest achievements are built upon the lessons of those who defied the heavens themselves? Think about the great architectural marvels that humanity has constructed, those giant stone structures, seemingly impossible for ancient hands to build. The pyramids of Egypt, with their precise alignment to the stars, stand as an enduring testament to knowledge that seems to transcend the abilities of the people of their time. Who guided them in their creations? Could it have been the Nephilim, or the angels themselves who offered these early builders the divine wisdom to craft such monumental structures? The Stonehenge in England, the ancient ruins of Sacsayhuaman in Peru, and even the ziggurats of Mesopotamia carry with them the same air of mystery. The skill to cut massive stones with such precision, to transport them over great distances, and to align them so accurately with celestial bodies. How did ancient peoples know to do this? Were these just achievements of brilliant human ingenuity, or were they the result of ancient divine teachings from the fallen angels who passed down sacred knowledge to mankind? Could it be that these beings, who defied the heavens and walked among us, were the architects of our spiritual and intellectual foundations? Yet despite the brilliance of these structures, there remains a quiet sorrow in their shadows. For every gift of knowledge they provided, there was a cost. The fallen angels didn't just offer technical wisdom, they introduced us to the complexities of the human soul, ambition, pride, and desire for power. The very gifts that enabled us to create also led us to destroy. The rise of great civilizations often came at the expense of the innocence of the soul, as mankind began to crave more and more, using their newfound wisdom not for peace but for control. Even today, we still live in the echo of that ancient knowledge. Our technologies, our ambitions, our desires, All of them have roots that trace back to the teachings of the fallen angels. But here lies the question. Have we learned to wield the knowledge they gave us wisely, or have we allowed it to corrupt us? The Nephilim, born of divine rebellion, are a reminder that with great power comes great responsibility, and the balance between creation and destruction is fragile. As you ponder the legacy of these fallen beings, consider how we, too, might be walking the line between progress and corruption. Do we honor the wisdom they shared? Or are we, like the ancient civilizations, lost in the pursuit of more power, more knowledge, more control, without fully understanding the price we pay for it? The aftermath. The influence of the fallen angels in modern civilization. Even though the fallen angels were cast out of heaven and their actions led to their eventual destruction, their influence on humanity never truly faded. What if their greatest victory was not their fall, but the mark they left on human history, a mark that endures to this day? As we look around at the modern world, it's impossible to deny the profound impact that their teachings have had on everything from science and technology to spirituality and culture. The knowledge they passed down is still very much with us, and we see its presence everywhere we turn. The quest for knowledge, the desire to understand the world around us, to control nature, and to push the boundaries of what is possible, has been a constant throughout human history. From astronomy and mathematics to medicine and engineering, the tools we use today to explore and dominate the world are not simply the result of human ingenuity. They are the fruits of an ancient, divine rebellion, the legacy of beings who defied the heavens to give us the secrets of the universe. The technologies we marvel at, the internet, space exploration, artificial intelligence, are not just the products of human minds. They are the fruits of divine knowledge, knowledge that came with a cost, just as it did for the ancient civilizations. But the impact of the fallen angels is not just seen in our technological advancements. It also runs deep in our spiritual consciousness. For the knowledge they shared wasn't just about manipulating the physical world, it was about understanding the spiritual realm, about unlocking the mysteries of the soul and the cosmos. Astrology, alchemy, and the occult. These ancient practices trace their roots back to the teachings of the fallen angels. And though many of these practices have been demonized or relegated to the realm of superstition, they are part of a much larger spiritual legacy that continues to influence our collective consciousness. Could it be that our pursuit of the esoteric, the mystical, and the forbidden is a subtle reflection of the teachings passed down by the angels who fell? Could we, like those ancient civilizations, be reaching for knowledge that was never meant to be ours? And if we are, what are the consequences of this pursuit? The story of the fallen angels and their legacy is not one of destruction alone. It is a story of the human condition, our endless striving for understanding, power and control, and the fine line we walk between enlightenment and corruption. Their teachings gave us the tools to shape the world, but they also gave us the tools to destroy it. We are still struggling with this dichotomy today, as we use our knowledge and power to push forward, never fully understanding the weight of the legacy that has been handed down to us. So, as you look at the world around you, the technological marvels, the spiritual pursuits, the quest for power, ask yourself, how much of this is truly ours? How much of it is simply the continuation of the rebellion of the fallen angels who sought to bring us closer to the divine, but in doing so, led us into a cosmic struggle that continues to shape our fate? Are we continuing their mission, or are we repeating their mistakes, unknowingly walking in the same footsteps that led to their fall? As we draw the curtain on this journey through the ancient mysteries of the fallen angels and their hidden knowledge, I want you to take a moment to reflect on the profound truths we've explored together. This story is not just one of ancient beings or forgotten civilizations. It is the story of us, our endless search for understanding, our quest for power, and the price we pay when we reach beyond the divine. These angels, cast out for their rebellion, brought with them the gift of knowledge. But with that gift came consequences that echo through time. Their influence has shaped everything from our technologies to our spiritual beliefs. And today, we stand at a crossroads, just as humanity did millennia ago. Are we using the wisdom passed down by these celestial beings to build a brighter future? Or are we, unknowingly, walking down the same path that led to their fall? In the pursuit of progress and understanding, we must ask ourselves, are we reaching for the forbidden fruits of knowledge, or are we seeking divine enlightenment? The answers to these questions are not simple, nor are they easy to find. They require deep reflection and a willingness to face the truths that might not always be comfortable. But by doing so, we can begin to understand the cosmic dance between creation and destruction, between the divine and the mortal, that has shaped the very foundation of our world. And as we journey through these ancient stories, stories of fallen angels, of the Nephilim, and the mystical wisdom they shared, we are reminded of the duality that resides within all of us. We all carry the potential for greatness and destruction, for light and darkness. The lessons of the fallen angels are not just about their rebellion. They are about our own choices and the paths we decide to walk. We have the power to shape the world with our knowledge, but we must be mindful of the cost of that power. Will we use it to heal, to build, to uplift? Or will we, like those who came before us, let it lead us to ruin? As we reflect on these ancient truths, I invite you to take a moment and consider how they resonate with your own life. Do you feel the weight of the knowledge we've discussed today? Do you see how it influences your thoughts, your actions, your desires? The fallen angels came to teach humanity, but their lessons were not always easy to accept. The gifts they bestowed were both a blessing and a curse, and the choice of how to wield them lies with us. If you feel that this video has brought some light into your life, if it has helped you see the hidden truths that shape our world, or if it has sparked something deep within you, something that calls you to question, to explore, to seek more, then I ask that you share that energy. If you found value in the message today, if these words have touched your soul and given you the strength to continue searching for truth, then I invite you to like, subscribe, and share this video with those who might also need to hear it. Every small gesture, every click of support, helps me continue this mission of sharing the light, of spreading the message that the ancient stories are not just history. They are warnings, lessons, and above all, gifts for those willing to listen. Your support, no matter how small, is not just appreciated, it is priceless to me. It allows me to continue creating content that brings these powerful messages to life. I don't ask for anything in return except your energy, your time, and your willingness to share this journey with me. Together, we can continue to seek the truths hidden in the shadows, to explore the mysteries of the universe and the divine knowledge that is meant for us. Every share, every like, and every comment helps this message reach those who need it most, those who are searching for understanding, for hope, and for a glimpse of the light amidst the darkness. And as we walk this path, remember that the ancient wisdom of the fallen angels is not just a relic of the past, it is a living, breathing part of who we are. The choices we make, the knowledge we seek, and the power we wield will shape our future just as surely as it shaped the past. So, let us use this knowledge wisely, with humility, and with the awareness that we too are part of this grand cosmic dance. May we learn from the mistakes of those who came before us and create a future that honors the wisdom of the heavens, while ensuring that we do not repeat their fall. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being part of this journey. Together, we continue to explore the mysteries of the universe and unlock the divine secrets meant for us all.